Hey y'all, this is my video for our philosophical analysis. I chose Thomas Aquinas and his influence on education today. As an educator in today's society, we are faced with so many problems and so many challenges and so many questions on how to be better educators, how to fix the system that we think is broken in some areas, how to reach children, our students, how to keep them engaged and encouraged to keep learning. And especially during this COVID time, we are seeing so many students become disengaged and lose interest in learning. So I think it's important that we tap into not just this philosophy, but all of the philosophies and look at the contributions they all offer so that we can become better educators. For me, it was Aquinas's love of God and understanding that when you put God first and you have a God-centered life, that you can reach your calling. This couldn't be more true, especially in my scenario. My bachelor's is in human resources. Quickly learned that's not where God had called me to be. So when I let go and I put it in God's hands and I trusted God, He led me where He wanted me. And I think this has been the best almost 2 years of my life. And it's been in education and it's been serving His purpose and going with His will and not questioning it when I don't understanding, but knowing that it'll all be okay because it's in His hands. So a brief history on Aquinas. He was born in 1225 and he was immediately put into school by his father at the age of 5. And throughout his schooling, he was heavily influenced by religion and the Christian doctrines. This is where his understanding and reasoning came with accepting sin for what it was. He understood that sin would always be a part of us, but he knew that we were capable of much more than that. We could move past the fall and we could be redeemed and we could have salvation through having a relationship with Christ Himself. Aquinas was instrumental in understanding that God's hand was at work in everything that we do, everything from math to science to English to liberal arts to anything that we were capable of learning. God spoke this knowledge into existence, and thus far we had it. Another thing that Aquinas is, famous for is that he was able to define philosophy in its broadest terms as speculation about the human being's relationship to the universe or the cosmos, whereas theology refers to the speculation about the human being's relationship to God. Once he discovered this, he really understood that God was in control, that if God wanted you to know it, God would speak it and God would give you the direction to find the answer. The biggest takeaway I got from Aquinas was that it doesn't matter how many times we fall short or how many times we sin, that God still loves us regardless. I saw this meme and I thought it was pretty funny, and it says, "Grace no more a license to sin than electricity is a license to electrocute yourself." And I think that's a perfect way to look at things and say, just because we have, Adam and Eve let sin into the world does not mean that we are defined by that. We have an opportunity to wake up every morning and to be a better version of ourselves than the day before. And that was Aquinas's, main focus, was to make it better for everyone around us and to leave it a better place for those to come after us. So I think it's important also to, highlight that the Bible says that we don't hate the sinner, we hate the sin. We don't give up on individuals. We realize that, they too, just like ourselves, fall short sometimes, and that it's important to still love them and help pick them up. As an educator, you can't get any closer to that belief. You are going to have days where your students are difficult and you want to walk away and you want to give up, but you can't. You have to keep fighting through, and you have to make sure that you reach them and love them and extend the same love, compassion, and mercy that God extends us every day. This one from Billy Graham: "The cross shows us the seriousness of our sin, but it also shows us the immeasurable love of God." And when you are a Christian, you carry that very heavily. You don't forsake it, and you understand the importance in it. So I do believe that as an educator, studying Aquinas is a very beneficial thing to study, because it does teach us that even though the going gets tough, we don't give up, and we bestow love and grace and compassion and mercy and all of the spirits of the fruit upon our students, our fellow educators, the parents, and everyone else we work with on a daily basis. So that's my take on Aquinas, and I hope you enjoyed. Thanks.